for shits and giggles, I'll go for chaotic good. I'm sure multitudes of people will disagree with me on that. But there you go. Hi, I'm Karl Urban. I am an actor of many roles, and today on BuzzFeed, I'm going to be sorting them out into groups of something. I have no idea, but we'll sort them out. My expectations, I have very low expectations, to tell you the truth. To narrowly define these characters and put them in, to assign them to a box is going to be a huge challenge, but I'm up for it. So let's do it. Right, Lord of the Rings. In Lord of the Rings, I played a character called ÉOMER. He's a prince of Rohan, and his job was, fundamentally to protect the people of Rohan. So, and he joined with the Fellowship to defeat Saruman. So definitely lawful good. Kirill of Born Supremacy is an assassin, but he was an assassin that was working for the FSB, which is like the Russian Secret Service. A guy who was following orders. In his mind, he's probably lawful evil, I would think, just because he was an antagonist to Matt Damon. Judge Dredd. I had a fun time playing this character. I didn't read many comics growing up, but Judge Dredd was one of the ones that I did read, and to have the opportunity to work with Alex Garland and the crew of that. If I had to put Dredd into a box, I would probably say lawful neutral. He has no emotion about it. It's just the law is the law. Chronicles of Riddick. That was a fun one to make. I played the character of VAAKO, and I think he's definitely a character who is, out to take the brass ring. He wants to take down the Grand Marshal and get his job. So he has pretty nefarious designs and schemes. So yeah, let's go with chaotic evil for him. In their mind, there is always a reason for why they're doing it, unless they're complete psychopaths. You never go into playing a bad character. I'm just going to twirl a mustache and be bad. There has to be a justification and a reasoning, and the character has to know why he's doing what he's doing. And certainly in the case of a character like VAAKO, his designs are clear. He wants the top job. Gavin is a character who is, I don't think he's particularly an evil character. I think he's a pretty selfish character. He discovers that there's a dragon in the forest, and wants to harness that dragon to make money. He's not evil, he's not good, he's more like he's chaotic neutral, I think. Leonard McCoy, Bones. Boy, this was one of the goodies. Every so often you get the opportunity to be a part of something that is quite extraordinary, if you're lucky. And this was one of those cases, and to have the opportunity to play Bones was something pretty special. He was written to really kind of articulate the compassionate, sort of humanistic side of Kirk's brain, and as opposed to sort of Spock's sort of cold, hard logic. And quite often the two would have these existential debates, and then Kirk would get to make the decision about which is the right course. I would definitely rank him as probably neutral good. Right, Scourge the Executioner. And it was a fun character to play, and I certainly enjoyed working with my friend and colleague Taika Waititi. Scourge is in it for himself. Scourge pretty much understands that he's either got to get with her program or he will no longer exist, and so he does. So he's an opportunist in many ways. So I would put him as neutral evil. If neutral is someone who's in it for themselves, and evil because he did do some pretty dastardly things. Butcher. With Butcher, Butcher's a fun character to play, and he's definitely a character who really sort of stands unblinking on the edge of the abyss, and I enjoy playing those kind of characters. Butcher is also incredibly selfish and is really in it for himself and in it for revenge against Homelander. And Butcher's not all entirely good, but I'm going to selfishly put him in the chaotic good square. And I'm sure multitudes of people will disagree with me on that. But there you go. In the Sea Beast, I play a character called Jacob Holland, who is a Sea Beast hunter. And his world is sort of turned upside down when he meets this young stowaway called Maisie. And the character, I think, is wholeheartedly good. I think I'm going to put him in the true neutral zone. Through the course of their adventures, he really comes to understand that all he believes about the sea beasts and the monsters is not true. A very sort of morally he's very morally centered. You know, it's fun to sort of I guess connect with those characters again. Been a part of some really fun projects and hopefully you know, projects that the audiences really like. The greatest enjoyment that I get out of the whole process is the actual making of it and the collaborating with the other actors and the directors and the crew, and then I hand it over to the audience and I no longer feel like it's mine. I don't have ownership over it.
Where would you rank Karl Urban on the alignment chart?
I don't even think one could be truly objective about oneself. For shits and giggles, I'll go for chaotic good. Definitely check out The Sea Beast on Netflix. It's a fun movie, it'll blow your minds, and kids will love it.